Hello, everyone, friends and family, those who've been there to support me and my family as well through this. And even those of you I don't know, I'm sure you're out there watching and listening and paying attention and praying. And I wanted to say myself, thank you. I mean it when I say I don't think we could have done it without you, especially my family. Um, the amount of people, different groups, different states, different countries that have showed up in the past few months and offered uh, copious amounts of support has been incredibly encouraging. All the gifts that we received and that my parents received made the whole thing a whole lot easier for all of us. So thanks for showing up for them for that, and for me as well. Um, Moving forward, I'll fill you in on exactly where I'm at physically. Now you can see the scar. It comes down from up here and comes up under the eye. This is where they did some of the eye surgery to make sure it was back in its proper position, and it seems to be there. Eyesight has significantly improved. Um, I passed an unofficial uh, eye exam with a nurse friend of mine a couple days ago, and I'm pleased to report that the result was 20/20, which is what's required to fly, whether you have glasses or not. Hopefully, I won't need them, but that's great. That was the biggest thing we were waiting on. Still no symptoms of the injury that I sustained. No cognitive slowdowns, no more than usual at least. I've actually been told by the people who know me well that I look better than I used to, which is great. The surgeons did a wonderful job. Um, so now we're still kind of waiting on the healing process to move forward and finish up, but unimaginably blessed, surprised the doctors in the lack of symptoms that they expected. They had forecasted a whole lot worse to have been the case. And given all the stories I've heard over the past few months, even from the aviation industry, this kind of recovery this quickly and with this the absence of the symptoms that would be expected is extraordinary. And from what I've heard, not the majority of cases. So that's a good thing. I'm back on the road, which is nice, in a car with a seatbelt. Um, Thought about wearing a helmet in there, but I kind of figured that was a little bit of overkill. Uh, Getting back to work, just waiting on paperwork at this point, which is great, and continuing to pursue the same goals and standards that I had set for myself before, if not a little bit more uh, thoroughly developed in terms of maintaining control over uh, something like safety, which we do have more control than we tend to exercise. At least I know that's true for myself, and so that's been good. A lot of life lessons have come out of that, as well as just first of all that gratefulness for life and having the 21st medical or 21st century medical help that we have and technologies that we have and the incredible surgeons that were there and doctors. So just overall a greater respect for the sanctity of life and for my own, that so much of me was preserved. Um, and yeah, just the little things, all of the cliche, but certainly important lessons to be learned after a potentially life-changing event. So thank you again for your concern and your support in that and your prayers. Things are going really well. And now I think the next thing would be to talk a little bit about what the near future looks like for me. I'm going to stay here in Billings for a little while longer, not exactly sure how long, pursuing some job opportunities up here in Montana. But I've got doctor's appointments through July, just follow-ups, couple exams, and enjoying the mountains as much as I can. It's really nice not being at work right now because I've got a lot of free time, been reading a lot of books, um, and should have a fun weekend up on the other side of the state with some friends from North Carolina for the 4th of July. Um, the rivers are still pretty high from the snow melt here in the mountains out here, so I can't do a whole lot of fishing, which is unfortunate, being that I do have so much free time. So waiting on those to go down to get back to fishing and get in the canoe. But really, like I said, given the possibilities of the outcome of this event and what has actually occurred, I'm incredibly grateful. And looking forward to the future, just as I had been before, just with a deeper level of respect and again, gratefulness. Um, and I think that about does it. I I don't think I can say too often how much I thank you for supporting me and my family during this time. Um, and I'm sure that they are more grateful than I am, being that most of the time it was needed. I wasn't uh, conscious, um, but we couldn't have done it without you. So thank you, and I'll give you a new update soon. But I don't expect there to be anything too exciting here in the near future. But if anything does come up worth reporting, we will, and we'll post it to Caring Bridge and share it across social media, just as you and everybody else have been doing over the past few months. So I'll leave you there, 7 minutes. I think that's my time. I am here till Thursday. Let me know if you have any more specific questions that you would like to ask after the fact. All right.